welcome to the first ever Level Zero podcast. I'm your host, Meet Bolus, WPW, phoning it in from.
Well, there. So much for anonymity. Way to fuck it up in the first 7 seconds of the intro.
All right.
Yeah, WPW coming for social security number. JD.
But I didn't use your real name
yet.
And that was Hardstick.
All right.
Totally derailed. All right. Somebody else do it.
No, that was a good start. Go for
Hello, everyone. And no, go ahead.
Good.
Ooh. All right. And Hardstick is tuning in from affluent North Arizona.
Hello.
And I'll just leave it at that.
I thought Heartstick was currently incarcerated for bringing his AR to the mall the other day.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it really a mall, though? It's outdoors.
It's like a bazaar.
Isn't that where like Aladdin shops?
Kajit has coins.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
man.
And that's why he's so good with the pediatric patients. Autism plus.
Because he's got a small monkey to lure them in. Because he wears a vest with no shirt.
As long as you keep your mask on in the ER, it's all good. All right, fuck. Hey, who wants to talk about something?
Oh, before we start anything, Hardstick, I want to hear about your holy shit. There is a camel spider or something next to me. I'm dead serious. Stand by.
Turn the laptop around so we can watch you freak the fuck out.
If you don't bring it back on camera, I'm going to be seriously upset.
Oh, I'm dead serious. I don't know if that was like a small tarantula or something, but that was literally like the biggest spider I've ever seen in my life. Just crawled across the floor.
Where'd it go?
And I went up and it crawled underneath the TV stand. So I guess he just lives there now.
So he just exists, unemployed, not contributing anything. Is that what you're saying? I will take your silence.
Dude, my mom has to pay for my Spotify, so no, I don't need your shit right now, man.
Ma, where's my Rogan, Ma?
All right, Hardstick, I want to hear about your priapism in the ED the other day.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to preface that there was definitely a theme. Penises were the theme for that shift. First dude, they both checked in about the same time. So he just had his Foley catheter out at the urologist office. He was told to drink a copious amount of fluid, so he drank about 1.5 liters. And then if he wasn't able to pee, he was told to come back to the office. Well, the office closes at 5. It's now about like 7, 8 o'clock. Hasn't peed yet. So that guy desperately had to pee. He's literally moaning like he's having sex in the lobby. It's awkward as fuck. It was hysterical. And then shortly after that, we had a guy who, I guess he had just started on his Trimex injections for ED, and he had an erection lasting 5 hours, whatever. So he checks in, and we're laughing as I'm getting him checked in, and trying to get him to relax. And after about the first hour of him having to wait, you could tell he's starting to get super concerned. He comes up to the window. I'm concerned about irreparable damage, that type of. I'm like, I get it, man. I don't have a spot for you. I'll bring you back as soon as we can. So finally comes back, and we had a couple of the younger female PAs that were working that day, and so we're joking around, whatever, who's going to go in and see him. Neither of them have had to do this procedure where you essentially have to stick 2 large needles in the shaft and then drain the blood. And our lead doc has done it once, and apparently it was a very bloody mess. So he's really just hyping it up, and they're terrified.
Why don't they just stick large needles in the balls and just suck out the pee?
I mean, that might have worked for the other guy, But for this particular guy with this erection, dude, I was in tears. So we finally go in. I go to chaperone with the female PA, and close the door, whatever, have him drop his shorts, and literally she's just staring, and then she literally boops it with her finger. She literally had nothing else to contribute to her assessment. Like, yep, that's an erection. There's nothing else to do about this. So she literally like finger boops it once, and then, okay, well, I'm going to make some phone calls to the urologist, and then we left.
Holy fuck.
Did it make like a diving board sound?
If a diving board like was a couple inches and pointing over to the left, yes. So there was that. But yeah, she literally booped it. I wish I had a soundboard queued up or something for it, because it was hysterical. And then, I don't know, a good hour later, the urologist shows up, and also, kind of an attractive woman comes in. I'm like, dude, this guy's just getting put through the ringer, because the PA is, pretty attractive. And then urologist comes in, also younger, attractive, comes in. We just grabbed the needles, handed her the stuff, and I had other stuff to do. So unfortunately I wasn't there for the procedure, but yeah, I'm sure it went very well. But holy shit, definitely the penis theme for the day, and the fact that she booped his penis. God damn, that was hysterical. It was the highlight of the day for sure.
Is that her new nickname, Boop?
It is now.
Just call her Betty.
Jesus Christ.
Paging Dr. Boop.
So WPW, any funny stories at work recently, or?
Dude, I moved from the bed to the couch yesterday, and yeah, and then I looked for free EMS discounts online, and that's about all I've done in my unemployment.
For people listening, WPW got furloughed from life for a little while.
It's okay though, because the depression beard is coming in pretty strong now.
So as an intro episode, do you guys want to go into a little bit of background with, where everybody's coming from? We obviously don't want to go too in depth with, specifics, but just, so people kind of get where we're coming from.
Yeah, we can. I mean, that can be the kind of shit that either comes out just organically, or we can just list it out.
I mean, as, one of many first episodes.
This is episode number 1, number 37.
Yes.
We'll just pick the one that
they all kind of run together.
Worked the best, and we'll release that one. If you sign up for the Patreon, you get access to all first episodes.
What I really want to do is I want to talk about Big Bang Theory. Can we do that?
Yeah, I'm going to go take a shit. You guys can talk about it. I'll be back in about 40 minutes.
Are you trying to write a new script for it? I mean, I don't think we should give too much info. Kind of let that come out organically if it's going to at all. But
so this is my first EMS job. I've been an EMT for 2 weeks. I take people to dialysis.
Working at the water park is not an EMS job.
This Facebook EMS page really got me into EMS. They're called Savage Paramedics. And, I saw some of these awesome memes that they put up, about how they need coffee in the morning to wake up, or they're going to be cranky, and that would get like 25,000 likes. And I went, you know what? I could do that. So I went down to my local community college, and I took a 4-week abridged program and failed it. And then I took the semester long and actually passed it. And I've got my first job. So, I appreciate, everything that all of you are doing for me.
Well, I applaud you skipping over the weekend accelerated course.
Yeah, they actually did an accelerated EMT school in my fire academy. So my academy was 14 weeks long. And if you wanted to do the EMT school portion of it, it was, I think, 2 or 3 days a week. So I think it was 2 days a week for 14 weeks for like 3 or 4 hours, like barely. And I think 6 or 7 people got their EMT through that, and it was the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life.
It sounds more like
I was a medic at the time, so I didn't care. But
that sounds more like a posting plan.
Yeah, when I went through my fire academy, they had recently made.
oh, are you a fireman?
Yes, I am. So when when I wasted $3,000.
It's like we have two.
No, so when I went through, they had required EMT as a prereq. We had like a 2-week portion where they blew through. I think there was myself and one other person that had actually functioned as an EMT anywhere. Nobody else had touched a patient ever in their life, and again, they just kind of blew through it. It was pretty sad. It was pretty sad. But yeah, so we blew through that, pretty quick. And not to say that I had quite a bit of experience at the time, but to make something a prereq and then nobody's actually functioned or actually worked in the field is kind of silly. So,
well, that's fucking old school boomer mentality. You don't need that now.
No,
Check
no. Yes,
you're in.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's not like firemen's really run many EMS calls, do they?
I don't know. Have you investigated in Arkansas what the response model is?
All I know is that they have paid and volunteer fire departments, but like in the city that I live in, it's paid, and they have, I think, 4 or 5 stations. Now the population is only 30,000, but they have at least 4 stations. So, I mean, you compare that to the place in California that I just came from, and that's 4 times the amount of population. They only have 5 fire stations. And then there is a private, and they're kind of like AMR, but it's not AMR.
Yeehaw Rescue Service.
And then all the smaller like areas outside of the city, they're all contracted through the hospital. So they have actual like
roads.
The hospital runs the ambulance. Yeah, so it seems
so.
better.
So does Yokel Medical Response run 2 medics or an EMT or medic, or what do they do?
Some folk will never lose a toe, and then again, some folk will like lead us a slack jawed yokel.
Jesus Christ, your talents are wasted in fucking.
I'm fucking crying. Holy piss.
Yeah, so I have no idea what it's like out here. I have my my national registry, the actual skills or the written portion on Monday, and
they doing that out in the barn?
Yeah.
Are they doing that out in the barn? Or is that just where the where they store equipment?
There's a bowl that's a proctor. No, you want to know what's messed up, man? I missed a question on WPW.
What the fuck?
I missed a question on WPW.
That's it for this month's podcast, folks. Tune in next time.
And what's crap is I actually looked it up and found out that the study guide that I'm using is wrong. So I was actually right, even though I missed the question technically.
Did you look it up in your own WPW notes, or did you look it up using your Google machine?
I use the I went to Ask Jeeves and used that.
How timely of you. So you were able to go in and do the computer test, or what are you talking about? The skills portion? What do you have to do?
What I'm doing is the computer test on Monday. And that was supposed to be like 2 months ago.
Gotcha.
And then they closed it down like the day before I was supposed to have my test. So I've gotten delayed all this time. I haven't been able to get back in. And then I have my skills on next Saturday or something. And that's in Texas. So I have to drive like 4 hours to get to it. Yeah.
So they finally decided that sitting in front of a computer by yourself in a cubby, more than 6 feet away is safe. Did you feel safe taking the test? I mean, it is a pandemic after all.
Well, I just don't know if they wiped everything down afterwards, even though apparently it can't be transferred via surfaces is now what I'm hearing.
What about
through eye contact?
I mean, is there any research? Can the Rona be transmitted via electronic transmission? That's what I'd like to know.
It's really weird that I've literally never seen Hardstick be serious other than when he's trying to like bullshit you. Like this is like actually like seeing his serious face is really kind of tripping me out right now.
I thought you were about to get on the fucking kick that my wife does whenever I talk.
About what? Or just in
About-
general?
About never being serious. Yeah, I know you're crying, but this is how I fucking cope with emotions. So take the jokes and know that I care.
So as a teacher, has she ever put you in the corner and or made you wear a dunce cap?
Well, she upgraded the dunce cap I came with. But it's kind of, it's lost its luster since she's figured out that I'm really not any less unintelligent than she is.
Well, she actually has a yardstick, but she needed a bigger one to measure him. So
She wants a hard stick.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
oh god,
We may or may not have had sex in one of our classrooms years ago, but that might have been somebody else I dated before her. I'm not sure.
It all runs together now, right?
Yeah.
Also, when you take the dunce cap off, does the Just for Men rub off, or is it stay? I'm just curious.
It depends on how sweaty I got. If it was a quick session,
that's shoe polish.
if we get really going, I wind up looking like Robert Downey Jr. in the Vietnam movie.
In his mugshot.
What the hell was that fucking movie called?
That is
Tropic
Ah.
Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
The Alzheimer's fucking ruined my joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right,
Any
Uncle
users are
Meaty.
listening
tell-
and have a Alzheimer's clinical trial that Meatballs can attend.
Another one?
and that was God.
Oh, our sound guy's got a new radio name.
I can actually, I'm okay with that. You can call me God. That doesn't feed my ego at fucking all.
Nope, not at all.
God's mute.
I'm John
It's
Lennon.
got 20,000 hours.
Excuse me, doctor. Do you know who you're talking to? I'm fucking God, okay?
God's mute button.
He has 20,000 hours and still makes the same as a brand new EMT student.
I don't understand how he can have 20,000 hours of experience when the Earth is only 6,000 years old. It doesn't add up. The math doesn't add up.
Shout out to Meeks.
Well, someone's been paying attention to his kids' homeschooling.
I'm just gonna
Whatever,
go
we can
ahead
fix that in
and,
post.
It's funny because
end
everybody's
life here.
homeschooled.
What are you drinking?
I found out that I'm a
What am I drinking?
Yeah,
I am currently drinking a delicious Oban Scotch. It's
that's
a-
fantastic.
It is a 14-year single malt, and it is delicious.
And it is noon.
Yes,
That is
it is
why.
new. It is. It is.
the only alcohol I have in the house is a watermelon wine cooler.
Hey, for now.
$6 for a six.
That's really. Holy piss.
Oh yeah. No, there's a there's a place and I call it the food and stuff, which pisses off my in-laws, but I think it's funny. And yeah, they don't have like any like name brand stuff.
Oh, fuck.
But they have
So what
Jack
is
Daniel's,
the Kirkland
like,
version
wine
of
coolers.
Kirkland?
I don't know what the name of the place is now. I just know it is food,
It's
and,
food and
stuff. I
stuff.
forgot the actual name.
Obviously.
It's food and stuff, man. They sell food and they sell stuff.
And watermelon
Holy-
wine coolers.
Wine coolers. Oh, it tastes like freshman year.
Watermelon PW. Oh, fuck.
man. It's not helping my alcoholism or my pre-diabetes.
No, you've advanced to full blown. It's fine.
In medic school, when I was doing my internship, it was like ground beef, like the lean like ground beef and mushrooms, I think, and that was like my meal for the day. And so I'm like heating it up, and one of the other medics comes over and he like looks down and he goes, what are you, like, diabetic or something? And walks away. And that was 2011, and I think about that every day. It still hurts my feelings.
Ground beef emesis. Oh,
I noticed you
things-
said pre-diabetic, but you didn't preface the depression, so you're not pre-depressed.
Oh, no. That's full-blown type 2 depression.
Is there an A1C for depression, or I'm just curious? Because yours is 20.
How can you tell by looking at him, doctor? Does it have to do with the length of the beard, or is it the way that the hairs curl?
Honestly, it's mostly
Okay.
measured based on the crying. It's the pitch.
No, guys, I swear I'm okay.
20 is not only a decibel.
The amount of memes that are put out
man.
also usually correlates. Seriously, being back in the ambulance for literally 2 or 3 hours, I already, the rage came back. I had
Made a
been-
bunch.
dude. It blows me away. The creativity comes back. Just
Yep.
being angry, back in the ambulance, and dispatch fucking with you constantly. There's no goddamn reason.
But you said the creativity is back?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was it ever there? Because I think we would mod for 500 days and we have one meme or something. So
I'll have you
You
know, I
know,
have 20,000
that's
years
every-
experience in memology.
So
I just
All
need
of
to
his
learn never to
memeing
fucking
skills.
talk again.
Go to his his Destiny Facebook page where he just makes Destiny fucking memes. Prize and Gallahorn. 7,000 likes. I don't fucking get it. I don't know.
Is that on Savage Guardians? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first WPW
Wheeze
laugh
activated.
of the podcast. There's more to come. God, if we have to edit out some of this, that's fine. I feel like it should stay, but do whatever you want.
Oh,
I
just
was actually
isolate
gonna
it.
soundboard some stuff because I've already pulled the soundboard for "Why You Bully Me" for when he said that he felt his feelings were still hurt about it. Instantly, it's gonna be "Why You Bully Me."
Oh, beautiful. Medic students, name that lung sound.
It's
To the
not just a meme
educational
podcast;
portion.
it's educational too.
Oh, fuck. Damn.
Hey there, everyone. So welcome to the first annual Level 0 podcast. I'm WPW, joined by Hardstick and Meat Bolus.
Yo, kids.
I just figured it.
What's up?
Are we starting over from zero here? On today's episode, embarrassing masturbation stories.
Yeah, I could probably fill an entire podcast with embarrassing masturbation
I
stories.
bet you could fill a lot of things.
We could we can make that a specific episode. WPW hosts embarrassing masturbation stories.
I had to do it by myself, though. I don't want you guys there.
I actually found it.
Is that usually how masturbation works? Unless you're really lucky.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
I mean, unless you're a firefighter, right? Then you all do it together. But
Oh, also, by the way, like, is there any facade that firefighters aren't jerking off constantly at fire stations? Like, especially when you get like Cal Fire guys and, oh yeah, I got forced. I'm here for 27 days in a row. It's like, that they might be able to last like 3 or 4 days. Once they get like day 5, day 6, dude, it's open season, man.
Are we talking about when they're actually deployed on a fire or at the station?
I'm talking about at the station. I'm not talking like in camp or something, where like they're sleeping on a leaf.
let's be fucking honest. It doesn't stop guys in the military. Being in camp ain't gonna stop them either. You go to that porta-john and you get busy.
I saw Jarhead. I know what's up.
Right next to that septic tank. Oh,
The
fuck.
smells make it more natural.
All anal all the time.
I mean, my cum kind of smells like sulfur, so I mean, it just kind of all dissipates together. I mean, it's like a
So
whirlwind.
it smells like Hillary Clinton?
Oh,
Next to be assassinated by the Clintons.
I'm
What did Hardstick know about Hillary Clinton?
Meme 2021. Hardstick didn't kill himself.
I'm gonna Google what happens when you get sulfur in your eye. Hang on. We might be able to figure this out for you. Oh shit!
It turns out Jeeves doesn't know.
That's because you didn't ask Dr. Jeeves. They're two different sites. Yo,
We really need to bring back Ask Jeeves as a thing. Like once this podcast release, and then you'll see like the Google demographics and like search engines for like Ask Jeeves have like risen because nobody knows what the hell it is because these boomers that keep talking about it.
Is Ask Jeeves still active? Because I feel like at some point you're going to be able to buy that domain, right? Because they're going to
I don't
go under.
know.
It's not like they're going to retain that. Like, why would you if it's failed?
Ask Jeeves.
yeah, it's got to be
Ask.com is still a thing. What you need to know about the coronavirus pandemic. Great. So that's where all the boomers are getting the misinformation. They're going to AskJeeves.com. Oh, followed by these movies can help you when you're feeling isolated. Here you go, Hardstick.
Already there.
I think he could have used some movie suggestions about a month and a half ago before the the noon o'clock fucking cocktail started. There ain't no movie that's going to save him now. Hey, WP, where's your spider friend? What happened? Did we lose your mic? I think you muted yourself.
He did, in fact, mute
He
himself.
looks like he's talking to the Holy Spirit.
The look of confusion is great.
Maybe the spider was yelling at him.
He was.
How you going to cook that thing up? That's a treat where you're at right now, isn't it? That fall under the roadkill law.
This is just me preparing for Survivor. You have to eat at an actual Wendy's and then skin an armadillo.
You know those carry leprosy, right?
They carry leprosy? Is that why they live on islands?
No, that's
Hold on.
Hawaiians.
Armadillos live on islands?
Because there's an island of the lepers.
The lepers colony in Hawaii.
Is that
Well, you have
still
to
a thing?
explain your
Is that
joke.
still a
Did you
thing?
not know that?
No,
I think
did
it
not.
still is.
I don't think it's still a thing.
Island of the lepers? I don't
In
think
Hawaii.
so. I mean, I don't think leprosy is still a thing, dude. I think that's the part that you're...
As of May 27, 2015, Kaluapapa is the former leprosy colony that's still home to several of the people who were exiled through the 1960s. The feds want to open
Bunch
it
of
up
Voldemort-looking
for
motherfuckers.
tourism. Yikes. What? Over here, you find an arm in the bush.
Can we take a trip to the leprosy
Holy
colony and do a
shit.
video podcast session of their
Oh, man.
exhibits?
That didn't work out for what's his name in the suicide forest. I don't think we want to go that route.
Savage Medic?
What's the worst that can happen? I'm the EMT here. I
We
know
all
damn well
agree-
you'll send me in
Can we
first.
all agree that it's a big possibility that Savage Paramedics is actually run by Jake Ryan or whatever his name is, and what's his Jake
Jake
Paul?
Paul, that was the
Jake
guy.
Paul? Aaron Paul, or is that the guy from Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Jake
Yeah,
Paul and
Megan.
Phil Paul. What's the other one's name?
Ringo Paul.
W, your boomer is showing.
Is Jake Paul still a thing, or did he get fucking...
I think he's
Logan
still in
Paul.
that forest. What do they call it?
Some
Is it
say he's still there
Happy
today.
Forest?
I think they changed
Toy
the
Story
name
alien
to
hat.
Swinger Forest.
Yeah. So far, I think our podcast really only gonna be watched by the boomer crowd. So maybe we should try to get like PewDiePie to sponsor or something.
Hey, my kid knows all about Unspeakable. I can get him to come in and be a guest host.
What's Unspeakable?
It's his fucking terrible YouTube channel.
Not like the dark web. What's the YouTube channel with like the 8-year-old who just does like unboxing videos?
Oh, the kid with fucking toys in Walmart now? He's got his own like toy line and shit.
Yeah, excuse me, but that kid makes more than I've ever made in my entire life.
In your 20,000 years?
So.
Oh yeah.
When he hits puberty and nobody gives a fuck anymore, his depression beard is going to be epic.
I like how my experience
make...
somehow escalated to 20,000 years. I said 16 to 20,000 hours, and y'all fuckers have gone to 20,000 years.
I think Ted Van Horn is that kid's CFO. That kid's definitely making AMR money.
We should tag Van Horn in the first
can't
episode.
wait for the season this letters to come back.
Oh man. Oh
fuck.
Oh man.
Hey WP, I just found a place called Pizza and Such. Is that next to the food and stuff?
It's food and stuff, pizza and such, and vapes and things. That's where God shops. Can God get popcorn lungs? How many packing peanuts could God aspirate?
Let me count the ways.
And all of our religious friends just logged off.
You think somebody's logged in?
I'm just projecting. Hey, do you hear that fucking...
My grandma's gonna be the only listener of this, man.
You hear that trash truck just pull up in front of my house? They've come to get the podcast.
Oh, man.
That'll be fun to edit out.
Oh, there's a chat in here, too. I didn't realize that. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I've been peanut gallerying there. It's been great.
I can't fucking multitask those two.
Oh, I just said that you need to use Viagra all the time. That's really all.
Well, it keeps my blood pressure down.
Hard to multitask with clubbed fingers.
Come on, man. Where do you think GCS 16 came from? We know damn well it's from when he took too much Viagra.
You say too much. Like
hard
that's a thing.
Stick a 14 gauge into his balls.
Soon.
He just wants a nurse to boop it.
I know exactly what nurse I want to boop it.
Oh, we got a soundboard.
Isn't that where that Apu sound effect came from earlier?
Yes. Absolutely.
Apu.
Wasn't that monkey's name?
The monkey who runs the Quickie Mart?
It's the quicks and things.
We're getting shut down for racism now. Great.
It's all right. I can get a job at Wendy's. Oh,
wow.
Man.
I'm just looking at logos for places that have stuff at the end of the name. It's amazing how many uncreative fucking people are out there running businesses. And I should know. Sadly, though, none of them seem to have ripped off another bigger company's logo.
I wonder if there's a place called Clams and Stuff out there. Like a little hut on the beach. Just called Clams and Stuff, and like there's a lot of mismarketing.
That was the food truck that used to park out here next to the Alaskan Bush Company strip club.
Clams and Stuff. Park in front of Bush.
That's a good time to kill it.